Hi, my name's Deborah Ann, and I'm a yoga teacher. Yoga is my life. I love yoga, and I'd like to share it with you. So, I've had many clients that I work privately with that have limited mobility. Perhaps they have pain, inflammation, things like that. So, I would like to create a morning routine for you. So, you could do this every morning. So we're going to start. You may want to have a blanket underneath you just to lift your hips up just a little. And we're going to come into Sukhasana easy pose. Now, if this is difficult for you, you might want to use a block or a couple of blankets underneath your knees, because some people have tightness in their hip flexors or the outsides of their hips, and it's not comfortable for them. That's also the reason for the blanket under your bottom. That helps a little bit. Make sure that you're comfortable when you're doing this. Now, if we start to do any strengthening or maybe stretching, we can get a little achy, but other than that, we want to be comfortable. And then as we lift our heart a little, sometimes we need to take that navel back in and think about rooting the tailbone into the earth. And then lengthening gently up through the spine, finding space between each vertebrae, reaching the crown of the head toward the sky. Yoga is all about being rooted and lifted at the same time. We want to open up the spine and strengthen it. Whenever we have a great spine and it's healthy and strong, we feel really good. And posture is huge. Alignment is huge in our ability to release tension and not have so much pain. So that's why the seated positions, if we can focus on this, are so important. And then take one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And we're going to start with 3-part breathing, where we inhale into the belly, blowing the belly up like a balloon. Then we inhale into the diaphragm area, widening the rib cage. And then we inhale into the chest. And then we exhale from the chest to the diaphragm to the belly. So we're inhaling from the bottom up, and we're exhaling from the top down. And if you like, maybe close your eyes. It enables you to connect in with your own being, your own self, and connect in and notice what's going on inside your body, maybe inside your mind, whatever. On your inhale, think about lengthening up through the spine. And on your exhale, you can think about softening through the hips, softening maybe the furrowed brow. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands, palms facing up to the sides. We're going to inhale our shoulders up, exhale them back down and around with the palms up. But draw that navel toward the spine. We're going to inhale our arms all the way to the sky. And we're going to exhale them down. And we're going to inhale the arms all the way to the sky, lengthening, opening up, exhaling, reaching. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. Then we're going to bring our hands to our knees. We're going to take a deep inhale. And we're going to exhale, starting at the tailbone, rounding the back to the wall behind you, releasing the head and neck. Inhale, rolling the belly forward, opening the heart, rolling the shoulders back and looking up. Exhaling, rounding the back, releasing the head and neck. We hold a lot of tension there. See if you can allow it to relax in this position. Inhaling, opening the heart, looking up, and then coming back to center. And then we're going to inhale the shoulders up, squeezing them, exhaling them back down and around toward our back, inhaling them up, exhaling them back down. Inhaling up one more time, exhaling back down. Now we're going to inhale from the back all the way up, exhale forward, inhale from the back up, exhaling forward. One more time, inhaling from the back up, exhaling forward. Now we're going to inhale from the front and exhale them onto the back. So those shoulder blades can feel like we're tucking them into back pockets. So we want to open the heart, allow the shoulder blades to move toward the earth. We don't want to force it though. Softening them toward the earth, and see if they move toward the back. See if you can draw the navel in again, dropping the tailbone, because sometimes we forget to do that when we're working on all of these exercises. So let's take our arms out, rolling the shoulder back, lengthening up through the crown of the head. And we're going to take the right over the left, wrapping the arms. This is called eagle arms. We're going to inhale our arms up and exhale them down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. If you can't quite get your hands all the way around, that's okay. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We're going to reach the arms out, roll the shoulders back, lift through the heart, but draw the navel toward the spine. Once again, take the left over the right. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And one more time, inhaling up and exhaling down, taking the hands to the sides. And now we're going to tilt the head to one side. Actually, we're tilting it to the right side. We're taking the left arm behind, taking the right hand on top, and we're going to allow the weight of the right hand. We're not really pulling. We're just allowing it to stretch the neck. And you can feel it some into the shoulder. And just breathe, inhaling and exhaling. That's the most important part of yoga, is breathing. Second most important part of yoga is listening to your body and connecting in and recognizing what it is that you need, because this is your practice, not mine. So if something doesn't feel good or right, then you don't have to do it. Maybe you pick something else you like to do better. Inhale, coming back up to center. Then we're going to tilt the head to the left, taking the right arm behind, and then placing the left hand on top of the head, just allowing the head to stretch into the shoulder and relaxing and breathing. Inhaling, coming back to center. And now we're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head. We're going to hug the body, the core, all the way from the hips to the chest, up the upper chest, front, sides, and back. That is your core, not just your abdominals. We're going to hug all that. Sides in, front and back in. We're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head. We're going to take the right hand to the left knee, the left hand straight behind. We're going to inhale, lengthen, and exhale and turn, using our core strength to turn, dropping the tailbone toward the earth to open up the lower spine, and breathe. Even though we've got our core tight, we can still breathe deep into the belly. That's the trick. Some people have a hard time doing that, but that helps to expand the lungs and make them stronger. Letting go of the back hand, we're going to reach overhead in a side stretch, and then open the heart to the sky, and breathe. Inhaling, coming back to center. Now we're going to inhale our shoulders up, exhale them back down. Inhale up, exhale them back down and around. One more time, inhaling up and exhaling back down. And now we're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head, draw the navel in, dropping that tailbone again, taking the left hand to the right knee, the right hand straight behind you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale and turn and breathe. Letting go of the back hand, reaching overhead in a side stretch, opening the heart to the sky, even allowing that right hip to drop toward the earth and really reaching the fingertips to the stars. Inhale, coming back to center. And now we're going to take our blanket out and we're going to move to something called tabletop. Tabletop pose, where we have our hands underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. And we're going to start with cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, dropping the belly into a cow pose, looking up, opening the heart forward, and then we're going to start at our tailbone, exhaling, rounding the back, releasing the head and neck, letting it be really relaxed. This is somewhere that people have a lot of difficulty releasing the head. We hold a lot of tension in our head and neck, so let's let it relax. And then when you're ready, inhaling, into cow. Exhaling, starting at the tailbone, rounding the back. Inhaling and exhaling. And coming back to center. And we want to find that neutral spine. So we're going to take the crown of the head forward, and we're going to take the tailbone toward the behind us, toward behind us, lengthening through the spine. And we're going to take a deep inhale and an exhale. And we're going to draw the navel toward the spine. Instead of let the belly hang down and the bottom stick up, we're going to draw the navel toward the spine. And we're going to inhale and exhale, shifting the right hip out, looking at the right hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale, shift the left hip out, looking at the left hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale, shift the right hip out, looking. Inhale. Exhale, shift the left hip out, looking. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, coming back to center, and we're going to press back into what's called child's pose, allowing your forehead to rest on the earth, or if you have a blanket or a prop, and you'd prefer not to have your head on the earth, or if it's harder for you, it's okay to put your forehead on something. Whenever we can put our forehead and rest our forehead, the rest of our body relaxes more easily. So in this position, this is a resting position. And it's okay for you to allow your belly to soften and relax. You want to soften your eyes and allow the body to really relax in this position. This is a resting child's pose. There are more active child's poses that we'll get to in a second, but this is a resting child's pose. And you can take this child's pose anytime you like. It always felt like for me, and still does, that if I have any stress or tension, that it helps open up the spine and it allows it to move it through. And I even imagine it moving through and out through my forehead into the earth. And I like to think about it using any stress or tension as fertilizer for our plants and trees and flowers. And then when you're ready, we're going to take whatever we had there, if we had something there, out. And then we're going to make this an active child's pose, where we take our arms and they're very engaged, the muscles are engaged, the fingertips are pressing into the earth like spiders, the palms are reaching up to the sky. And we're really lengthening through our body, maybe even walking the fingertips forward as the tailbone reaches to the wall behind us. Noticing how the spine lengthens, and as we soften into the earth, maybe you can even rock left and right. Sometimes that helps soften the hip flexors and the hips, outside thighs, just a little. And then walking the fingertips along with the head and torso all the way to the right. We're going to inhale, lengthen through this, exhale, and then release the forehead to the earth if that's accessible for you. If that works, that's great. If it's too much, then go back a little bit. We're going to take a deep breath in, filling up to the collarbones, and slowly exhale, letting go of something somewhere. And only if you want to, taking the left hand closer to the right. That gives you a little bit deeper stretch if you want it. If you don't want it, don't do it. And then we're going to start to walk our fingertips along with our arms still engaged to the center, and we're going to exhale, walking them to the left side. Take a deep breath in, lengthen through the spine, exhale, releasing the head toward the earth, still pressing the fingertips into the earth. Taking a deep breath in, filling up to the collarbones, and slowly exhaling, letting go of something, somewhere.
Maybe taking that right hand closer to the left, maybe not, depending on what you want. This is your practice. And then we're going to inhale, walking the fingers back to center, coming back up to a tabletop. Now we're going to roll the shoulders back, lengthen through the crown of the head, reach the tailbone long, and breathe. We're going to come back up. We are going to come to our knees, if that's accessible for you. And then we're going to, I'm working on my microphone here so I don't have this hanging out all over the place. We're going to take the right leg to the right side. We're going to reach the arms out to the horizon. And the top of the foot is facing toward the sky. We're going to lengthen through those arms, lengthen through the crown of the head, and we're going to turn the palms up. We're going to open the heart. We're going to keep looking forward, and we're going to take a deep inhale, and we're going to exhale and tip like a teapot, lengthening through the fingertips toward the sky, and breathing. You should feel a stretch in the top part of the hip on the left side. Inhale, coming back to center. And we're going to take the left foot out. Top of the foot faces toward the sky. We're going to lengthen the fingertips toward the horizon. We're going to turn the palms up. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, tipping like a teapot, reaching that hand to the sky. And breathing. Keep lifting through the heart. We don't want to be hanging over. We want to lift and lengthen and open space. Inhale, coming back down to center. And then we're going to come back down to our Sukhasana easy pose. And if you'd like to put a blanket underneath you, that's fine. We're going to lengthen up through the crown of the head. We're going to inhale the shoulders up, exhale them back down and around. We're going to place the hands beside our hips. And now we're going to lengthen each foot out straight from the hips. Maybe take the hands and feel your hip bones and see the legs reaching out. Flex the feet. Get the toes to point straight up toward the sky. Maybe even see if you can spread them wide. We don't usually work on our feet a lot, and yoga teachers like to work on our feet because that's our foundation. So sometimes we want to work on our feet. So if we have our feet flexed, we're rolling our shoulders back, lifting through the heart, but drawing the navel in, dropping the tailbone into the earth. This is called Dandasana. This is kind of like mountain pose, Tadasana, when we're standing, but this is a seated posture. And when we really get into a good alignment, we can feel very strong. Now we're going to point the toes, flex the feet, point the toes, flex the feet. One more time, pointing the toes and flexing the feet. And now we're going to take the legs out to whatever's comfortable for you. You may want to get a bolster or a blanket and place it in front. We're going to do some forward folds. So you can put a couple blankets here. You can add as much as you'd like, maybe a bolster like this. So I'm going to put these in front, so we might want to use them. The most important thing is sitting up tall. Maybe placing the fingers here, maybe placing them here. We're flexing our feet, toes pointed straight up. We're inhaling, lengthening through the crown of the head. Keep drawing that navel in, dropping the tailbone, and opening the heart and allowing the shoulders to move toward the earth and toward our back, like tucking in back pockets. Now, if this is hard for you, or if you have tight hamstrings, this might be all you need to do right here, and it's perfectly fine. What I try to tell people is incremental change takes us further, faster than pushing yourself beyond what you're ready to do. So if this feels good to you, just to kind of be in this place and you feel tightness in your hamstrings or even in your hip flexors, just hang out right here. Now, one thing that might be nice if you're hanging out right here is to take a bolster or something that's really tall, and then you can rest the forehead. Resting the forehead again makes it more easy for the rest of our body to relax. So if you're here and you're sitting straight up and you're drawing the navel in and you lengthen through the crown of the head and you feel like you want a little more, you can start to walk your fingertips forward. As long as we keep that flat back, reaching the heart forward, we're not curving down like this because that doesn't help us. We're lifting and lengthening through the crown of the head. We're flexing the feet and we're moving forward. And you come to a place, wherever that place is, that seems like it's a little achy, but not overly so. We don't want to get to a place where our muscles are saying, ooh, I hate that, it's gripping, and I don't want to go there. We want to go to a place where it's just a little achy. It's kind of our edge, where it begins to relax. And then the next time you get to this place, it'll be a little easier. So, or you might even go further. So let's lengthen through the crown of the head, inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, moving forward. And that's all you want to think. Maybe just in your mind, you might stay exactly where you're at and you think about inhale, lengthen, exhale, move forward. And those of you who are sitting up tall, just close your eyes and think that same thing, but just allow yourself to sit straight up tall. So I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to use this big bolster. Inhaling, lengthening, exhaling, moving forward. Inhale, lengthening, exhaling, moving forward. Another trick that really helps sometimes is pressing the thighs into the earth or contracting the quads, the top part of the thighs. Sometimes that helps to release the hamstrings underneath. So I'm going to inhale, lengthen, exhale, move forward. And then I'm going to find a spot. Maybe I want to stack my fists and rest my forehead here. And then we can hold this pose as long as you like. Forward folds are wonderful to help us release stress and tension. They're also wonderful to reduce anxiety, and even if you have depression. Forward folds are comforting, and they allow you to just kind of let go and be. Maybe take a deep breath in, filling up to the collarbones, and slowly exhaling, letting go of something somewhere. Then when you're ready, very slowly place your hands back on the earth. And as slowly as we got down here, we want to come back very slowly. We don't need to jar or jerk or do anything in a rushing situation. So that actually feels really good. So we're going to take this bolster out of the way. And then we're going to take this bolster out of the way. And we're going to take our feet together in a long diamond. So we're not bringing our heels back toward our body. We're keeping a long diamond. We're going to lengthen up like we did before, opening the heart. We're going to place the forearms on the lower legs. And then we're going to inhale, lengthen through the head, moving forward. And this time we're allowed to round the back. So this time we're going to lengthen through that, and then we're going to round and release the head and neck toward the earth. This is another nice forward fold where we're allowed to round the back and really let go of the neck area. And again, this is a pose you can stay in however long you like. And then when you're ready, place the fingertips into the earth very slowly. Help yourself back up. All right, now we are going to take our body down toward the floor. We're going to lie down on our mats. Oh, I have to take my microphone thing out. Lie down on our mat. Take the arms out to the sides. Take the feet up toward the earth. Place the feet into the earth. Maybe they should be hip width distance apart, very close to our bottom. And we're going to breathe, just feeling what this feels like. And then we're going to take the knees and we're going to hug them in toward our chest and maybe rock left and right. Now, if your lower back hurts at all, just drawing the knees in and hugging them in can feel really good. If it hurts when you're rocking, then don't rock. If it feels good, then rock back and forth. And then when you're ready, we're going to hug onto that right leg, flex the right foot, and we're going to flex the left leg, and we're going to reach it up to the sky. We're flexing the left foot, not leg. We're going to reach the left leg to the sky. And now we're going to slowly lower the left leg toward the earth, reaching the heel to the wall in front of you. So the heel is reaching long, so we're really lengthening through that leg, and we allow it to come all the way to the ground. And then we hug the right knee in, and we keep both legs very active, both feet flexed, and we hug the knee in. That helps lengthen and open up areas in the body. And then we breathe. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to take the right arm down on the floor on the right side. We're going to take this knee over to the left across the body. We come to our left hip, and we look at the sky, if that's comfortable for us, or we can look over at the right hand. Either way is fine. We're going to inhale, coming back to center, hugging that right knee in, keeping this left leg engaged with the left toes straight up at the sky. And then we're going to take our left hand on our left hip bone, and we're going to draw the right knee out to the right side, opening up the groin just a little bit, breathing. Then we're going to inhale, coming back to center, hug the right knee in. And then we're going to reach that right leg up to the sky. Heel is long, flexing the foot. We're going to reach that heel forward as we slowly lower it onto the earth. And now we're going to bend the left knee, reaching for the left knee, hugging that left leg in, flexing both feet. The right leg is engaged on the earth. And we breathe. And then we're going to lay our left arm down to the left side on the floor. And we're going to take that knee over to the right, looking up at the sky or over at the left hand. Inhaling back to center, hugging the knee in. Then we're going to take the right hand to the right hip bone. We're keeping both hips on the floor. That's why we do that. And then we're going to take that left knee out to the left side, opening up the groin area and breathing. Then we're going to draw the knee back to center, hug the knee in. Release the knee, take the arms out to the sides, and extend the leg long, reaching all the way to the front of the room, slowly lowering, and then pointing the toes, reaching the arms overhead, stretching the body, maybe stretching the right side a little bit more, then the left side a little more, then the right side a little more, and then the left side a little more. Nice. Bringing the arms down to the sides. We're going to place the feet back on the earth. We're going to bring the heels toward our bottom. We're going to think about taking the shoulder blades and flattening them on the earth. We're going to keep our head looking straight at the sky. We're going to inhale and lift the pelvis up to the sky, keeping the legs parallel with the hips and breathing. And then we're going to exhale, releasing down to the earth very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, reaching the tailbone toward the feet. Then we're going to inhale, lift the hips up. And we're going to exhale, releasing down. And one more time, inhaling, lifting the hips, breathing. Maybe hold here if you feel like it for a couple of breaths. That's okay. If you don't feel like it, you can come back down. And then whenever you're ready, exhaling, releasing down to the earth. Very nice. And then we're going to hug the knees in once again, rocking left and right. And then maybe we're going to reach the legs and the arms to the sky. This is called dead bug. I'm sorry. Someone said maybe this is dying bug because, we're still moving around. But we're moving our wrists and our ankles in a circle, and we're moving them back in the opposite direction just to kind of help our wrists and our ankles. Sometimes we don't pay attention to them very much. Just something we need to do sometimes. We're going to hug the knees in again. And we're going to release down to the earth. Now, if you have a blanket or a bolster that you could put underneath your knees, that's always helpful, especially if you have lower back issues. Even if you don't have lower back issues, it's nice to have something there. If you'd like a blanket and you want to put a blanket under your head, that's fine. If you're cool, you definitely want to put a blanket on your body. And so we're going to just lie here. Shoulders are flat on the earth. I like to lay with my palms facing up. If you like to have your hands on your belly, that's okay too. The most important thing is after we practice yoga, we want to rest in what's called shavasana. And yogis say that shavasana is the most important part of the practice. It allows our body to kind of process what we went through. It allows our body to have some quiet time. So see if you can allow your body to rest, lying on the floor, and really appreciate yourself for showing up today. Bring your awareness back to your breath, back to your body, back to your room. You may want to begin to move your fingers and your toes. And perhaps stretch like the first stretch of the morning. Maybe reaching the arms overhead, maybe stretching the legs long, maybe stretching one side of the body more than the other, whatever works for you. Taking another deep breath in, maybe opening the mouth, exhaling. And then bending the knees, we're going to roll to one side. We're going to lie here for just a few more moments with our eyes closed. Enjoying this beautiful resting space we've created for ourselves. And then when you're ready, see if you can slowly help yourself up to a seated position, maybe keeping your eyes closed for a few more minutes, or for a few more moments actually. And then come back to your Sukhasana easy pose. Just allow yourself to feel what you just experienced, recognizing that there are some spaces that feel really good now. Maybe there are places that are still, you're working on, but that's okay. Let's just enjoy the moment. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for joining me today. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. Namaste.